Most people think an alter ego is inventing a persona or pretending to be someone you're not. But an alter ego is actually about becoming the version of you who has it all. And today we're going to talk about the 4 ways for you to create your alter ego by systematically building an identity, and how in doing so you will change your reality and manifest your dreams. Imagine waking up and having everything you desire. The dream partner who loves and adores you unconditionally. The hot, healthy, sexy body. The dream career that pays you millions and fulfills your soul. What if I told you the version of you who has all those things already exists? What if I told you that all you have to do is build an identity around them and become that identity? Norma Jean became the most beautiful woman in the world by becoming Marilyn Monroe. Stephanie Germanotta became the biggest superstar in the world by becoming Lady Gaga. Abel's alter ego is The Weeknd, and Beyonce had Sasha Fierce. These aren't just characters. These are permission slips for you to explore and become different aspects of yourself. To explore and become your higher self. And so the 4 identity shifts for you to create your alter ego are emotional, energetic, behavioral, and physical. When you embody the emotion of your alter ego, move with the energy of your alter ego, act and behave like your alter ego, and give your alter ego a signature physical look, you'll quantum leap into your desired reality because you have become the version of you who lives it. Hey my angels, I'm Christian, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we talk all things mindset, manifestation, spiritual healing, and beauty. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to create your alter ego, and most importantly, how to become your alter ego. When you change your identity, you transform your personality, and your personality is what builds your personal reality. You know, creating an alter ego and becoming the version of you who lives your dream life is all about identity transformation. And you already know this is exactly what I teach all over my Instagram and TikTok. And I go even deeper into the 4 shifts of identity transformation in my higher self method, where you'll actually meet and become your higher self by thinking, feeling, acting, and ultimately becoming them. Now, if I'm going to teach you exactly how to create your alter ego, you must first trust me. You know, what I think not enough people are honest about, and I'll be honest with you about it, I still have doubts sometimes. Before I started creating content and putting myself out there, I had a lot of limiting beliefs about my success and my potential, and ultimately my ability to succeed. You know, the old Christian was fearful and scared and would shrink myself and hide. And I knew that if I wanted to create the life of my dreams, I had to change my emotions, my energy, my behavior, my physical appearance, and ultimately my identity. I've already talked to you about how to act as if in manifestation, how to method act your way towards your manifestation. And if you haven't watched those videos yet, I'll link them here. But sometimes your old, limiting, and fearful identity is just too different from the person you're trying to become. And sometimes it requires creating and ultimately becoming a new, powerful, and unrecognizable alter ego who already has it all. The biggest issue I found that people face in manifestation is always fluctuating between the old identity and the new one. But creating an alter ego completely cuts through all of that because you're simply operating from a new identity. And although it's new, it's still yours. Notice how it's not called new ego or different ego. It's called alter ego. And that's because it's an alternative version of you. An alternate version of you who has an alternate life, an alternate way of thinking, and lives in a very real but alternate dimension. Even though an alter ego is a constructed identity, it can be as real as you want it to be. And so on that note, let's talk about the first identity identity shift to create your alter ego, which is emotional. This is the I feel part of your alter ego. The way you feel, the way you react to things, your emotions are evidence of who you believe yourself to be. And the first step in creating your superstar, super successful alter ego is getting your emotions in check. You know, most of us rely on our feelings to tell us who we are in any given moment. When you're afraid, you shrink. When you feel unworthy, you don't apply for that opportunity. When you feel like a fraud, you stay quiet and limit yourself. And when you feel those conflicting and negative and resistant emotions coming up, I need you to ask yourself, how would my alter ego feel? Because remember, your alter ego feels safe, taking up space. Your alter ego feels deserving of every single opportunity that comes your way and will apply and go for anything because they know that it's inevitable for them to succeed. Your alter ego feels qualified to speak up in rooms with powerful people. You know, when I first started creating content, I felt afraid and scared to be judged, but I knew that my successful, globally adored, inspirational alter ego is confident, is captivating, and feels natural on camera. I remember when I first started getting invited to press events and brand launches, I would be in the Uber on the way there and be so excited. And then the closer I got to the venue, I started to have doubts and feel anxious and feel scared. I'd start comparing myself to the people that would be there. And for me, those moments of going to events is the greatest example of shifting my emotional identity. Because I would tell myself, my alter ego, who's successful and deserving and qualified, knows that they belong in those rooms, with those crowds, and with those people. And I'm not saying that you should never feel afraid, because your alter ego isn't fearless. They just move despite the fear. They move despite the doubt, the rejection, and the uncertainty. So every time your nervous system feels triggered, I want you to acknowledge the feeling, but recognize that it belongs to the old you no matter how familiar it feels. And then I want you to ask yourself, how would my alter ego feel right now in this situation? And get into the feeling of regulation and confidence and certainty and clarity and stability that they feel even just for 30 seconds. Because every time you do that, you're rewiring your emotional identity from the inside out and getting one step closer to the emotions of your alter ego. So on that note, let's talk about the second identity shift you need to create your alter ego, which is energetic. This is the I am part of your alter ego. If emotions are what your alter ego feels, energy is what your alter ego radiates. Energy is not a spiritual or abstract concept. It's literally a scientific one. You know, all living beings, from trees to animals to humans, have this electromagnetic field that surrounds us and that emits the energy and vibration of who we are, also known as your aura. Your aura is the invisible signal you broadcast into every room you walk into every conversation you have, and every decision you make. I'm sure you've met someone and you just immediately, instinctively, and energetically vibe and connect with them. You're drawn to that person and you can't quite put your finger on it. That's because we feel people's energy before they even speak. Our auras are like magnets and respond to one another before we've consciously registered it. So I want you to ask yourself, who is your alter ego? What is their energy? What is their aura, and how do they show up? I know when I was mentally prepping myself in the Ubers before events that my alter ego doesn't walk into a room hoping to be accepted. My alter ego walks into a room knowing they belong. Your alter ego doesn't apply to something hoping to be accepted. They apply knowing that your presence is a gift. Your alter ego doesn't create content or art or music hoping that people will connect. Although of course it's natural and normal that as any creator creative you want people to connect. But more than anything, your alter ego creates knowing that no matter what, your voice, your creativity, your inspiration, and passions matter. Where the energetic shift of your alter ego will happen is when you stop trying to convince people that you're worth it and start showing up as the version of you who already knows. Because the version of you who is gorgeous and confident and secure does exist. They do. I promise you they do. Because ultimately, the universe doesn't respond to what you want. The universe responds to your identity and above all, your energy. So on that note, let's talk about the third identity shift to create your alter ego, which is behavioral. This is the I act part of your alter ego. The emotions of your alter ego tell you how to feel like them. The energy of your alter ego tells you how to show up like them. But the behavior of your alter ego is where they become real. Because your alter ego is not just a visualization or an affirmation or a vision board. Your alter ego is a daily practice of behaving like them. And in behaving like them, you become them. Lady Gaga, who we're all obsessed with, is another perfect example of behaving like your alter ego to manifest your dream life. Lady Gaga behaved like the superstar she was before anyone knew her. She used to show up dressed head to toe for the tiny little dive bars she was performing at, long before she was famous and long before anybody cared. Sorry, my camera died, but what I was saying was Lady Gaga knew the version of her who won Grammys and did the Super Bowl behaved like that. And that's the power of behavioral identity. Your alter ego doesn't wait for evidence to behave and act like the superstar you are. They act like the superstar and know that in acting like that, the universe will catch up accordingly. So you need to ask yourself, how does your alter ego behave and act differently to you right now? Do they wake up earlier? Do they work out every week? Do they eat healthier foods? Do they speak up in rooms where you wouldn't? Do they say yes to things that terrify you? Do they hold boundaries you're still not strong enough to uphold? You know, for me, it was literally all of them. Waking up early, going to the gym, eating healthily, speaking up at events, and saying yes to opportunities that scared me. And so whatever it is for you, I want you to start doing them. Because every time you behave in alignment with your alter ego, you send a message to your subconscious mind that says, this is who I am now. And your subconscious mind will start to believe you. Your alter ego doesn't wait for permission to behave and act the right way. And in doing so, they get everything they've ever wanted. So on that note, let's talk about the fourth and my favorite identity shift to create your alter ego, which is physical. This is the I look part of your alter ego, and really the shift that most people underestimate. Your physical appearance is not vanity. The way you look is a physical representation of your inner world, and your alter ego has a signature look. And if you want to be a successful main character and someone who's instantly recognizable, you have to have a signature look and a recognizable visual identity. People think beauty and makeup and looks are shallow and superficial, but have you seen what Marilyn Monroe looked like when she was Norma Jean? Both versions of her are stunningly beautiful, but one is significantly more confident, magnetic, powerful, and unforgettable. Can you guess which one? Marilyn Monroe is the OG and ultimate alter ego. She perfectly encapsulates the physical identity shift to create your alter ego. Norma Jean dyed her hair blonde, changed her name, and created Marilyn Monroe. She wasn't pretending or being fake. She was just giving her alter ego a physical body to live in. She gave Marilyn a face to show the world and a physical signature that said, this is who I am now. And your alter ego has a signature look that says, this is who I am now. Something that when you put it on, it shifts something inside you. Whether it's the way you carry yourself or enter every room, or even just the way you feel in your own skin. For me, it was always my glam. From my hair to my signature baby doll glam to this gold necklace that I wear in every video I film. Every Every time I sit in front of a camera, go to an event, or even do a photo shoot, this is the physical identity I embody. And this is how my alter ego looks. And it's a reminder that I'm no longer the old Christian who didn't really care about my appearance, who was too lazy to shave or do my hair or my makeup. So the final step to creating your alter ego is in your physical appearance. It doesn't have to be dramatic or expensive. I'm not telling you to go get a nose job. It just has to feel like the version of you who has it all. It has to feel and look like the person you've known you were always meant to be. So to recap, the 4 identity shifts you need to create your alter ego are emotional by rehearsing and stepping into the feelings of your alter ego, are energetic by showing up and radiating the aura of your alter ego, are behavioral by taking action and stepping into the habits of your alter ego, and finally physical by creating, finding, and stepping into the signature look of your alter ego. When you embody all 4, you don't just create an alter ego, you become them. And when you become them, your entire reality will change forever. If you're interested in learning how to act as if to manifest instantly or to method act your way to success, be sure to check the videos that I've tagged just here. And if you want to go even deeper into creating and becoming your alter ego and higher self, be sure to check out my higher self method. I love you so much, my angels, and I'm so grateful for all your love and all your support. I love this community we're building together, one video at a time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week for another video.